Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your May reading. We have a lot to talk about. So your social life heats up. That's nice. Lots of friends and traveling and partying and maybe even a love affair or two. Something that starts strong, might end strong. Either way, we are in our elements. It's May, basically. Sorry, Taurus. Gemini season is already started. My birthday's in May, so for me, it's like May is, yes, it's our season. Obviously, we all feel this way. Now, it's also the Lover's card, so let's talk about that. Love is coming in from every angle. It depends on what kind of love you want. There's short-term love, long-term love, long-distance love, part-time love. You got to decide. You got to decide what kind of sensuality it means for you. You know, is it a flash in the pan with someone you always really wanted to be with? And then you're kind of like, that was fun. So, you know, if that's it, that's okay. That's okay too. 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups. It's just cups. It's just love, and all kinds of addictive love and bad love and good love and maybe some other kinds of addictions thrown in there. All kinds of love, and you're kind of under a microscope with all this love. All the different ways that you love and want to be loved, they're all kind of being talked about, and people want to talk about you. Listen, people can't stop talking about you, okay? And the reason they can't stop talking about you is because the only importance they have is in bringing your name up. Nobody is paying attention to them. Nobody gives a fuck what's going on with them one bit. But the second they mention your name, everybody's listening. Everybody is texting them back. Everybody is, you know, and they're just like, oh my God, I finally feel what it must feel like to be a Gemini. But they're not. Hence the rub. So as soon as they realize that when your name isn't in their mouth, they're not worth much, they get very hurt. They get very in their feelings. So, you know, people want to talk about you. People want to be with you, but also if you don't want to be with them the way they want to be with you, they're going to talk about you. If you're not giving what they want to receive, they're going to talk about you. See, because in this season, Taurus season is very demanding and very entitled. Not that Tauruses are that way, but that's how people treat them. People treat Tauruses like we are entitled to their hard work, their heart, their sincerity, their loyalty. But people treat everyone like that in Taurus season. So you have people trying to run up on you with things that you're like, ew, what kind of obligations did I ever make to you that you even think that you can put this on me? What do you mean I need to be like this, like this? Like, I'm not those things. I never wanted to be those things. I never told you I was going to be those things. What are you listing? And what disappointments do you have about shit you made up in your head that you thought I was going to do for you? People want, my dad likes to call it free food. You know, he's South Asian. He's never understood this obsession in the West with like people just like running after free food. He finds it so embarrassing. Like, it's like, I think in our cultures, it's like you leave free food for people who don't have money for free food. Let those people get the free food. Why, if you're living in a nice house and you have a nice thing, why are you running somewhere because there's free food? It's embarrassing, right? Taurus season, get the fuck away from me. Taurus season is free food. Everyone wants free access to everything you are, everything you do, because that's how they treat Tauruses. And when you treat Geminis like that, we will look at you dead in your face like, did you hit your head? What made you think that I was obligated to do anything at all for you? I don't care what kind of commitment you thought I made to you. I don't care what you thought I said to you. I don't care if one day I was in a good mood and I treated you nice. The fact that you think that now I owe you something is crazy. It's sick. It's sick to us because we're like, you know what? That's funny because I didn't do that for a reason, but you obviously did it for a reason. That's what gets us. We're genuinely out here just doing whatever we're doing. We're like the ADD of the zodiac. We're like, oh, we're here. We're here. Oh, you need help? Sure. Yeah. Oh, you need advice? Yeah, sure. Oh, you want to meet this person? Yeah, I know that person. We're just out here doing stuff. But in Taurus season, people are like, oh, you did this for me. That means that now you owe me. No, it doesn't mean I owe you shit. I did what I do because that's what I do. I wasn't doing it for you or because of you. I'm just doing what I do. You came into contact with me while I do what I do, and you got some benefit from it. How did that now become a noose around my neck? How did that now become some commitment that I have to live up to, or some ideal you have in your head of what I need to be? Let's get the fuck out of here. Just Three of Cups. Wherever you see this fuckery, cut it out of your life. When I tell you that these people will ruin you, you don't think they know your level up is coming. We'll get to that later in the astrology, but you don't think they know? I always tell you this, the haters can smell your success before you do. They start getting mad months before anything even happens for you. And you're like, wait a minute, are they talking about me? Wait. Why are they doing it? Because they know. Because they're looking at you crazy. Like, I've been working so hard. But they're inept. Their ineptitude never occurs to them. But, you know, in their head, it's like, I've been working so hard. Why can't I get where this person's getting? Why is this person just going, whoa, and I am still here? No, that's your fault. You didn't know? You didn't know your success was your fault? You didn't know you should feel sorry for it? You didn't know that people were going to come for you for no reason other than the fact that they can't get where you're at? Wait, but don't tell them that, because then you're going to hurt their feelings. Yes, this is Taurus season. This is like, I don't... If you don't want to hear it, don't listen. You shouldn't be listening in it. You shouldn't be cross-watching anyway. It's just going to hurt your feelings. Whoever told you that it was a good idea to cross-watch the Gemini readings really wanted to hurt your feelings. They did it on purpose. They set you up, just so you know. They set you up. Everybody knows not to watch these videos unless you're a Gemini, because only Gemini... Someone said to me the other day, you know, you talk to Cancer so sweet, but you talk to Virgos like shit. You talk to Leos like this, but you talk to... I talk to people... I talk to the signs the way the signs talk to other people. Cancers talk sweet to people, so I talk sweet to them. Leos talk nice to people and big people up, so I talk nice to them and I big them up. Gemini's like it fucking straight. We give it to you fucking straight, whether you want it or not, and that's how I'm gonna talk to you, and you appreciate it. Virgos talk to everybody like they're a critical mess that needs to be figured out, but when I talk to them like that, they get in their feelings. How come you won't be nice to me? I'm communicating with you the way you communicate with everybody else. Maybe what's missing here is some self-awareness, right? Same thing with Scorpios. I'm nice, because for the most part, they're pleasant. I'm nice, but then I say one thing that's true, and I'm saying, oh, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe it. Why? You be stinging people too. You be stinging, why? What's the problem? So if you're cross-watching and you're like, oh my God, she's being very harsh. Oh my God, she's ridiculing this. This is none of your business. This is the Gemini reading. This has nothing to do with you. You're just going to get your feelings hurt. This is how Geminis talk to each other. This is how we talk to each other in our heads. This is what we do. You are out of your depth. This is a field full of swords, and you will get cut. Promise you that. So if you have the thick skin for it, stay, peer in, be nosy. But if you don't come crying later and be like, oh, I can't believe she said that. She did say it, and she totally meant it too. If you have a significant other and you feel like cheating on them, let's switch gears. If you have a significant other that you feel like cheating on, please don't. Oh, the temptation is going to be so high. But the thing is, you don't need to cheat. You need to fix what's going on in your relationship, and you need to reconnect and talk to that person or leave them. Like, you can't do this. Don't be weak. You cannot keep stringing this person along. If you're not into them, just tell them, don't cheat on them. But you also have to make some sort of an effort to be new for them. If you want the relationship to be new, then put newness into the relationship. You can't just expect that person to be new on their own. And you also can't expect to go outside the relationship and get something new and come back and have it work. It's not going to work. You can talk anyone into anything also in May, which is kind of great, right? But you have to be careful with that, because please don't make people just fall in love with you for no reason. It'll backfire. 100%. Your kindness backfires. Kindness. If I don't have access to your heart, your kindness, your sweetness all the time, you're a villain. Because I need it and you won't give it to me. God forbid a Gemini try to set a boundary. This is one of the things that nobody ever talks about. We're always talking about boundaries with Pisces and boundaries with Cancers and boundaries with Scorpios. But for some reason, it's like they're so precious that we have to be like, oh, you need your boundaries, water signs. Meanwhile, we're out here getting our boundaries to traverse all the time. All the time. We get used as fodder, okay, for the public, this town square, this internet town square. All the time. All the time. And we willingly are like, yes, okay. Sagittarius too. We're like, yes, we'll show up for this. Yes, we're the it people. Okay, we're the it people. We got it. Okay, we're good with it. But God forbid at some point a Gemini try to set a boundary. You're watching it happen live in front of you right now. How many times he said, I just want to leave. I just want to leave. I don't want this anymore. I just want to go. And for some reason, if a Gemini gets to the point where we're like, I can't do this with you. Whatever is happening with you right now, I can't follow you where you are. I love myself too much to do what you're doing right now. So either you're going to have to snap out of it or you need to get the fuck away from me. That's like, you're a monster. Didn't you know? Didn't you know you're a monster? Because in May, this is what people are going to do to you. Every time in May where you feel tired, where you feel exhausted, where you feel drained, some entitled bitch is going to be like, can't you be kind right now? And if you're like, no, I don't have the capacity to be kind right now. I'm exhausted and I'm drained because of people like you. They're going to be like, oh my God, a villain. I always knew. Bitch, get a grip. Get a grip. You're not upset about the villainy. You're upset about the success. You're upset about what our success makes you. But see, the only people that feel that way are people that are filled with hasad, people that are filled with envy. Nobody normal who's not envious is upset by somebody else's success, is upset by somebody else's wealth. Only people who feel small inside can be made to feel small. The more successful you get, the more you're going to start getting these jabs, especially towards the end of the month. Like, oh, okay, it's like charity for you. Or, oh, you have so much. Why don't you share with me? All these kind of bullshit approaches coming at you from every side, which is basically just saying, give me more. Why won't you give me more? I can't believe she didn't give you more than that. Now think back in your life and think about the last time you asked for something from somebody else. But you're not allowed to set a boundary. No, of course not. Of course not. If you love them, tell them. Because everybody is so full of it out here. If you love them, tell them. If you actually trust them, tell them. If people are actually on your team that you can trust, let them know. Because this is a season of betrayal. Let me tell you. People that you don't even think about. People that are completely useless to you are out here using your name for clout, for gravitas, to make their point, to have some value of their own. Legitimately, people that you've never thought about. Throwaway people that you're just like, who? What? No, that bitch is depressed. Like, what does that have to do with me? Ew. Like, oh my God, did she say we were friends? Take care of your money. Take care of your house. Take care of your people. Take care of your business and your organization. And let these bitches choke. The best thing that you could do for any person that has any issue with you right now, the best thing in the world you could do, if all you want to do is get them back, all you want to do is make them suffer, okay? If the other twin is like, no, bitch, I got it. No, hold on. No, we don't do that anymore. The only thing you have to do is be more successful. You want to make them mad? No, you really want to get under their skin? You want to make them mad? Be more successful. The success is coming anyway, inshallah. It's coming. End of May. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I knew this was going to happen soon. Yeah, it's here. It's here. The level up. 5/11, May 11th, Jupiter enters Aries and everything in your financial life is like, boom, I'm ready, I'm with it. Now, on the 16th, there's some tense moments. There's some tense moments. We've just been talking about this. You don't feel appreciated because no matter how much you're giving, they're just taking more. On the 16th, everything we've just been talking about comes to a boil for you. You can't take it anymore. But I'm telling you that no matter what you do, there's a Mercury retrograde as of the 10th. So the 16th is 6 days into the retrograde. No matter how you feel about it, no matter how you say it, you're going to be the monster. Treat this video like catharsis. Everything that you want to say, I'm saying it, so don't say it. Don't mess up your life. You think these people who take and take and take and never realize how much they're taking and they don't have an ounce of shame, of a God-given shame about how much they take, you think you saying something in a mean tone is going to change this piece of shit? It's not. It's not going to change anything. Except maybe make problems for you. Make problems for you on your life path that is looking so sunny, so rosy. And the Chariot tells you too, you can't go one way or the other. You gotta go in the middle. You got to find a way to make this Sphinx and that Sphinx get along and get on the same page so you can move forward. You know what can't move forward like this? This Chariot's not going to move while you're over here talking to this bitch who's not even worth the dirt under your shoe. What are you trying to get into an argument with her for? When they come to you and they say, you're not doing enough. I'm disappointed in you. I needed more for you. You weren't there for me. Blah, blah, blah. Everything that's said to a Gemini in my head all sounds the same. It's all like, wah, 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 responsibility. Wah, wah, wah. Why won't you take the responsibility? Because we don't want it. How do people never put this together? Y'all be walking around asking us all the time, how come you look so young? How come you look so young? How come you look so... And in the same breath, start crying about how we should take on more responsibility and how we should be more obligated to stuff. Y'all don't see the connection? It's lost on you? The connection between those two things? Okay, that's cool. On the 10th, Mercury goes retrograde, and on the 22nd, Mercury enters Taurus in the retrograde. So for those of you who are Gemini rising, that's in your 12th house. So Mercury going retrograde in your, and moving out of your sign and into the 12th house, we're talking Gemini rising, this is huge for you because there are things that you have to keep to yourself, things that are so unfair, things that are so convoluted, things that are so wicked, and you've just had to, perhaps for years, bite your tongue and not say anything and just let it go and just let it go and just let it go. And when Mercury retrogrades back into Taurus on the 22nd, you're like, you will just be coming out of the eclipse on the 16th, the lunar eclipse, okay? So look at how this goes. Mercury goes retrograde on the 10th, okay? On the 16th is this lunar eclipse where you have these really tense moments where all of a sudden, all of that being unappreciated and being demanded of comes to a culmination, right? On the 16th during the lunar eclipse. And right after the lunar eclipse on the 22nd, 5 days later, 6 days later, you have Mercury retrograding out of your sign and into Taurus. You're reflecting on what you actually really want, and if what your life is, does your life and your actions and your choices reflect what you really want? Because one of the things that I found the most poignant, like, are you investing in the road that you actually want this Chariot on, or are you being, are you of two minds in your, in what road? Is there a road of obligation, and is there a road for you? Because obligation is the main thing here this month. What do you feel obligated to? You know what this reminds me of? I'm going to tell you something. This reminds me of the Johnny Depp thing. In the Johnny Depp hearings, one of the things he said very beginning of the hearings, he was like, you know, as soon as I had a kid, everything changed. The moment I had a kid, everything changed. And it became about being stable and being a good parent. And to him, being stable and being a good parent meant to be financially and fiscally successful and responsible, right? And so right after his daughter is born, you can start to see how his choices in the films that he's doing change drastically. And he gets so far away from what made him Johnny Depp, which was making these really unusual, very artistic, very experimental choices. So in that way, when he first started off his career, he was very much in that Robert Pattinson category. You wouldn't think of him that way now, which is unfortunate, but he did come out of a place where he had a lot of initial success. His beauty was unmatched. And it gave him a little bit of breathing room to make really interesting, really daring projects. We're talking Dead Man, Edward Scissorhands, Fear and Loathing, like, I mean, the Don Juan DeMarco, the list just goes on and on of these really inspired choices that he made. But the second he had a kid, and he's very honest about this, his entire perspective on ambition and life and art and money changed. And all of a sudden it wasn't about those things. It was about, you know, being a responsible parent and being a good parent, being the best parent that he could be. And that for him meant financial success. Now, once he took that step, you can kind of chart his career, you know, on this downward trajectory, because every choice led him further and further away from this person that he actually is as an artist, right? And as he became more focused on the money, his choices became more money focused. The work suffered. He personally suffered. You lose your identity when you compromise and you sacrifice the part of yourself that's true, the part of yourself that wants to emote and be, you know, and be recognized and seen for who they are. If you lock that away because you feel like obligation is calling, you may not see the detriment of it for years and years to come. But in some way, in some figurative, you know, courtroom, on some figurative stand somewhere, you will be sitting 20 years from now saying, yeah, I made that decision because I was trying to be a good person. I was trying to be what everybody told me I needed to be to fit in this box. And now I can see how it took me so far away from myself that I can't even tell you why I was here and what I was doing and why I was saying and why I'm drinking this much and why I'm smoking this much and why I'm drugging this much. The connection is clear, but it's so hard to admit because our fire gets taken from us in little slurps. You know, it's the weird friend who's supposed to be good to you making weird comments about your behavior. It's your really long-term business associate or somebody like that turning out to be a total fraud. It's things like this where you're just like, ow, 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 ow. And underneath every one of these upsets and betrayals is this sense of obligation. You're obligated to me. You promised me. You this, you that. I thought you were going to be there for me all the time because you were there for me. Like, it's just, and you can see the long-term effects of letting obligation define your choices in where he finds himself right now. Not just personally, not just with the whole case and everything, but I mean even professionally. You know, he doesn't have a career over the past 10 years that he can look back and necessarily be proud of. And that's a shame because his choices change. Now, is it the fault of the daughter being born? No. Is it the fault of the society that imposes that kind of, you know, pressure on a parent? No. Is it necessarily even his own fault? Well, who else are you going to blame? You know, like another reason why it's easy to do the Gemini readings is because I'm not talking to a group of people who want to put the blame on somebody else. To be perfectly honest, you're going to be mad about the things I say if the only thing you want in life is to make everything that happens to you somebody else's fault. Those are the signs that have the most problems with my readings because I'm not going to tell you it's somebody else's fault. It's your responsibility, regardless of blame. The responsibility for our growth, our evolution, and our choices rests in our hands. You can hear that and you can swallow that truth because you know it. Like, you're chill. You know what it is. But someone who thinks they make no mistakes, someone who thinks they're better than everybody, you try to tell them that it's their responsibility to deal with their shit and they are going to be so offended. Oh my God, where is your compassion? Where is your heart? What are you talking about? Take responsibility for yourself. What does this have to do with compassion or feelings or heart or any of that? This is like facts over feelings. The facts are, you did this. Yeah, but it was like because of this and because of that and I extenuated. The facts are, you did this. Like, you got to deal with it. You have to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, this lunar eclipse is going to hit you upside the head, first of all. And then later when you win, later when people actually believe the stuff you're saying and you win, you're going to feel like an idiot for letting it hit you in the face. Do not explain yourself to these people. You don't need to. No more. Regardless of what people are saying. I'm going to tell you what my mom always says. People talk about God behind his back. Who are you? Who are you? Listen, let these people talk. Let them think that you're the most irresponsible. Let them think that you're the most flaky. We know what's going on here. We know that as soon as people don't have the open and free, unlimited access to us that they want, we're like the Wi-Fi of the zodiac. We know how people get when the Wi-Fi won't connect. We know how upset you get when we won't connect. We get it. We see you. We know we have all the information and all the juice you need to run. And we know how upsetting it is when we just won't connect. But that's our choice. We get to be like that if we want to be like that. And you're going to be like that. And you're not going to apologize for it. Because the people you need to disconnect from, the people who can no longer have access to this Wi-Fi, never should have had access to this Wi-Fi. But we're going to talk about that when we look at the cards. I heard you on Twitter being like, we're going to riot if we don't get our reading today. And I was like, this is a good approach. It worked. Here we are. Listen. Oh, hello, Gemini. Welcome to the second part of your reading. Listen, I just watched the first part back before I put the cards out. And wow. I finished it. Like it finished and I was like, no, don't finish. I want to know more. And that's when you really know that we are coming into our own, when we love our own work, when we relish our own creativity. Funnily enough, another thing that I think you'll find particularly interesting is that I've been using like a Bluetooth speaker for the past 3 or 4 months, thinking that it made my voice clearer when actually it was making my voice super muffled and I sounded like I was in a tunnel. I just didn't know. Because when I was listening to it back, I was listening to it back on the speaker. So this really simple issue that was leading to huge quality issues was resolved by me taking something away, not by me adding or modifying anything or changing it, just minusing something that I thought was great, but was actually hindering the experience. And I think there's some metaphor in there for us, right? A lot of times, because it's so easy for us to be great, we think we need to add things. Because it's like we're trying to justify why we're great. And maybe if there are more moving parts to the equation, it'll explain somehow how we can do what we do. And we are so very much ourselves. You know, this only happens to us when we're like really in our element. We're so in our element that even the flattery, the weird groupie hangers on, all of it is falling away. We're shaking everything off because we're vibrating so high that anything that was sticking to us for the wrong reasons, it just falls off on its own. And when it falls off, it will take that disconnection personally. There will be no insight in the minds of the people that you shake off this month that it's happened naturally. They will blame you. They will think that it's deliberate on your part. So prepare yourself for that. There may be some uncomfortable conversations no matter how much you want to avoid them. Ideally, avoiding them is, the Gemini way. And I think we're like that because we know that no matter how much we say, we're so used to talking and people not listening because we be saying really dope shit and giving out really amazing information. And most of the time it falls on deaf ears. We're so used to people not listening that having the talk with somebody, a lover, a friend, a sibling, whatever, it's not that a lot of times people are confused by our behavior because they're like, okay, you love to talk, you won't shut up, but then you ghost people. When it's time to like talk about the real feelings or whatever, you just disappear instead. How does that make sense? That's what makes us appear so selfish. It's not about being selfish at all. It's that we do talk all the time and nobody listens. We do drop gems all the time. We talk dope shit. We know what's going on. And we make connections that nobody else can make. And most of the time, it falls on deaf ears. We know exactly how valuable our words are and how carelessly they're treated. So if you think that a Gemini is going to sit down and talk to you about their feelings, no, why would I ever do that? My feelings are very, very, very important to me. And you don't seem to think anything is very important. You know, I'm talking to you about the Hadron Collider. You're not even blinking. Why would I tell you about my feelings? Do you understand what I'm saying? So we don't ghost you because we don't have the words. We have all the words. The words are always with us. That's our bag. That's what we were born with. We have the words. We don't have the inclination. We don't have the time. Because God forbid you turn around and we try to tell you something real about how we actually feel. Okay, because our feelings are like precious drops of royal ancient blood or something. They're few and far between. It takes us a long time to get through our thoughts to actually get to a feeling, which is why Geminis are such excellent manifestors, because feeling is what manifests things, and we don't let ourselves just feel just anything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Our feelings have to be concentrated and diluted and then concentrated again, and then what's that process called where you distilled? Okay, our feelings have to be distilled into our thoughts have to be distilled into their purest forms before we let them become a feeling. And we know through things like Greg Braden's The Isaiah Effect, through every manifestation thing you've ever come across anywhere, through what quantum physics is teaching us right now, through geniuses like Nassim Haramein, we know that feeling is the vehicle, is the mechanism through which you can effectively change your reality. And we know how important feelings are. We don't let ourselves have just any feeling. Doesn't mean we don't have them. It just means that they're very, very, very important to us. And we've thought and rethought and thought and rethought until we've come up with something real. Something rare, something important. And when we allow ourselves to feel that feeling that we have taken such great care, intellectual care with, oh, the feeling we produce. Win upon win upon win upon win. Inshallah, that's how we are. And if you think that we're going to slow that process, to take time out, to share that beautiful, concentrated, hard-earned feeling, if you think we're going to waste that on you and on a conversation that you want to have, you have 10 million feelings a day. You will never be able to respect or have the real consideration for what I'm about to tell you that you should. You have 10 million feelings a day. You have a feeling about everything. How could you possibly begin to understand what it's like to be us? Our feelings are precious, right? Just like maybe your thoughts are precious if you're cross-watching. You know, maybe if you're cross-watching, you only have one really great, amazing thought a year. We have them every minute. So just like we don't like to talk to you about our feelings because you have them every minute, most people don't like to talk to us about their ideas because we have them a million a minute. The difference is when we talk to you about our feelings, you take it like, okay, you know, she's upset. But when you're just like, oh, whatever. But when you talk to us about your ideas, even though we have a million better ideas than you every day, we're still going to get totally into it. Oh my God, yeah, really? No, you know what? We could also make it like this, and you could do it like this, and we'll just add to whatever fire you got going. We don't care. We have unlimited supply. Our fuel is unlimited. You got a fire going? We'll add some fuel to it, sure. Over here, yeah, I'll be right there. You know what I would do? I would add this and this and this and this and make triple the profit. Why not? Go for it. Why not? So, Our feelings, that's a conversation that we're not very keen to have. But in this month, if you need to have it, be very careful with not pouring out the magic that they're actually sniffing around for. The only reason they want to have these talks, the only reason they want you to explain to them things that they already know is because they're hoping that these cups filled with magic, filled with luck, that are all around you, they're just hoping a little bit will spill out and they can have some. They're still being parasites. Even if what they want to do is talk about how they're a parasite, they're still being parasites. It's done. You've got to decide now. The Lover's card is first. You've got to decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to be you? You want to invest in the things that make you you? You want to make art? You want to make everything beautiful? You want to learn more than you've ever learned? You want to go off on your own and do your own thing and make all the monies and have all the success? Okay. It's here for you. It's right there. I've never seen a more clear reading. It's like directions. Love yourself. Love others. Don't go too far, but have some fun. You'll find at least one person that you can really, really connect with. And if you stay connected and true, not just to them, but to you, that Two of Cups is also just you and you. Then you'll go far. Six of Wands, so far, so far. But when you get there, Six of Pentacles, don't forget about the people that got you there. And don't forget to give a certain percentage of it away. Every year. Not because anyone told you, just because you should. And you'll find yourself Three of Pentacles in a money-making machine. One that brings you wealth, prestige, but also calm enough that you can control artists to make what they want of you. Strong enough to control an artist. To shape your destiny. To mold that statue exactly the way you want it. And therefore your legacy. We're not talking just a month of success. We're talking about setting you up for life. Which is why it's so important for you to focus on those last two cards, Ace of Swords and the Chariot. Nothing is more important than this right now. And anyone who is important enough to be in your life is not getting in your way right now. Notice that the only people for the next 3.5 weeks that will get in your way are people who just don't belong in your life. Anyone who becomes an impediment right now is just showing you that they're rocks on your path. Kick them out of the way and keep going. If you need to have a little, I'm sorry I kicked you out of the way. We're not going to work out right now. That's all you owe them. That's enough. Anyone who deserves to be in your life is being super supportive right now. And anyone who doesn't is trying to make it all about them. That's your key. That's how you know. And as long as you use this Ace of Swords and you use it permanently, cut it off. Then that Chariot just goes and goes and goes. Inshallah, it just keeps going. It won't stop. We're there. I knew this conjunction, this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, I knew it was going to change everything. What I didn't realize is what it would do for us personally, for Gemini. We've just been elevated to a different track. We're running on a different track. And I'm pretty sure you can all feel it. And there's nobody else on this track. It's not a race anymore. It's just us. I love you so much. If you're going through a hard time right now, if you've been betrayed or hurt, if there are things happening that are making you out to be the monster, just know it's not going to last. Your season's around the corner. It's going to be fun, no matter what you think right now. And anyone who's making you feel like this, no matter who they are, they don't deserve you. They never did. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just let it go. It's a rainy Saturday morning in New York. And no matter how you feel right now, I promise you, everything's going to be okay. I love you.